Emotional paralysis from stress and overwhelm. Hi, welcome to this week's vlog. I'm relationship coach Rick Sodebeer. I help you make better dating and relationship decisions by showing you how to create clarity, hone communication skills, and forge stronger relationship connections. Have you ever been so stressed or overwhelmed with something that you couldn't make a decision or figure out where to start? I know I have. It doesn't make any difference whether you're dealing with work, family, or relationship issues. Stress and overwhelm can make you feel paralyzed. It can be embarrassing at times too, at least for me. I like to think that I have my act pretty well together, yet there are times that I look around me and all I see are things that I need to do and become paralyzed. I don't know where to start. Everything seems important and urgent and needs to be done right now. When this happens, I'm easily distracted. I'll start on something like writing this blog, and all of a sudden I'll look around the room and see something else that needs to be taken care of. It's neither important nor urgent. It's a distraction, and it's drawn my attention away from the task in front of me. It may only take me away from what I'm doing for a couple of minutes, but then it takes another 5 or 10 minutes to get focused again. Depending on the length of the distraction, I can lose several hours a day. Overwhelm and stress are great barriers to progress, accomplishment, and success. For me, I'm finding that most of my stress is self-induced or self-inflicted. I put deadlines on myself, many of them unrealistic, and as the deadlines approach, the stress continues to build. If I miss a deadline, then there's even more stress. What I'm slowly starting to realize is that if I miss a blog or vlog deadline, very few, if any of you, notice. If you do, you certainly haven't said anything. In fact, I'll bet most of you don't even care whether this blog is on time on Wednesday or if it's a day or two late. My business coach taught me a neat trick that seems to be helping, especially with my writing. She's had me set a timer for 20 minutes. I don't allow myself to do anything other than to write for 20 minutes. When the timer goes off, I'm free to take a 5-minute break and then come back and work for another 20 minutes. It seems to be quite effective so far. In fact, many times I don't even take the 5-minute break. Another way to fight overwhelm is to change your way of thinking. I have a practice of making a to-do list on Sunday nights. This is the list of major projects that I'd like to get done during the coming week. On Monday mornings, I would look at the list and think, how on God's green earth am I going to get all this done? One morning a couple of weeks ago, I took some quiet time, first thing in the morning. This is a time just for me. I sit and try to clear my mind of stress and overwhelm. It's only a few minutes, but what I'm finding is that it helps me start to think more clearly. What I've discovered was that by changing my thought process, I was able to accomplish more things per day and ultimately complete more things on my to-do list. How did I change my thought process? It was quite simple. Rather than look at my to-do list as overwhelming and formidable, I started to look at the list as doable. The minute I looked at my list as being doable, I was able to check off nearly half the items on the first Monday. I also know that life will throw distractions in my way each week, so I try to take some quiet time each morning to calm my mind and let my thoughts just flow. I find that I get much better answers to questions I didn't even know I had. Why is this important? Well, most of us get out of bed and start thinking about our day. We start looking at emails from overnight and early morning. We start checking our social media to see what's been happening in our social circles and around the world. This starts to distract us from the things we need to be focusing on to be productive. We start working on other people's agendas and not our own. It doesn't take long for the day to get away from us, and then the week, and then the whole month is shot. We've not accomplished our goals, compounding our stress and overwhelm. Try these steps to help overcome your stress and overwhelm. Put things in perspective. Determine what activities are urgent, which are important, which are not important, and which things are not urgent. Urgent things need to be taken care of first. Next, work on the important things. If it's not urgent and not important, there are things you probably just don't need to be doing and they can be ignored. If you're feeling overwhelmed with work or a project, chunk it down. Break it into smaller, manageable pieces. For example, my doctor says I need to lose weight. To do that, I need to start eating better, exercise more, and drink more water. I've struggled with my weight for years, but now, instead of focusing on losing 40 pounds, I'm focusing on losing 5 pounds at a time. Rather than trying to make wholesale changes in my diet, I'm making small changes at a time, like adding a few more veggies and fruits. Gradually, I'll start working on reducing my carb intake and other changes. The whole idea is to break the bigger goals into smaller, more manageable pieces. Regardless of where your stress and overwhelm come from, look at the big picture and then break it down into smaller, more manageable chunks. Another tip to combat overwhelm is to just start. So many times we look at a project or a goal and get so overwhelmed because there's so much to do and we don't know where to start. We don't see a clear path to the end. This type of thinking can stop us dead in our tracks. From experience, especially in the past 7 months, I'm finding that I just have to start somewhere. Pick a starting point, any starting point, and go from there. What you'll find is that as you accomplish just one thing, one tiny thing, you'll feel good about yourself. That gives you the power and the self-confidence to take the next step. Get the next little thing done. Pretty soon you'll have momentum and it becomes easier and easier to keep moving forward. If you need to acquire some special knowledge, go out and get it. The internet is a great place to educate yourself on virtually anything you need help with. My daughter's a perfect example of this. As a young girl, I always told her that she could do anything that she set her mind to doing. Not long ago, I received a text and a picture from her. It read, "Guess who just changed the bolt and bushings on her sway bar? This chick." The picture was her kneeling on the ground, pointing to the new bushing and bolts installed under her car. And yes, I'm one proud dad. Consider changing the way you look at things. Rather than saying, "I could never do that," to "What do I need to do to accomplish that?" Rather than saying, "I just have too much to do," try, "I wonder how much I can get done," or "I wonder how fast I can get this done." We're always going to have something in our lives that will give us stress or overwhelm us. When you recognize these feelings coming on, try some of the techniques I've suggested. Give yourself a little quiet time. Fill your mind with good knowledge. Change the way you talk to yourself. Take one small action that will move you forward and start to give you some momentum to take more action. Hopefully, I've given you some ideas to help you through those times of paralyzing stress and overwhelm. I hope you enjoyed today's topic. For more information like this, go to my website, ricksodebeer.com, and check out my other blogs and videos. While you're there, request a copy of The 5 Biggest Dating and Relationship Mistakes and How to Avoid Them. It's there and free for the asking. Next, please go to my Facebook page, Rick Sodebeer, Relationship Coach. When you click the like button, also make sure you click the See First button so that you see my daily tips, insights, and inspirations in your newsfeed. Thanks for watching. Have a great and blessed day.